As I was here, I posted a little teaser on TikTok, and people are so mad. It's so good. I love it.
How's it going, everyone? We're gonna take a look at TJ's Mustang because we haven't looked at it in a while. Exhaust manifold from Fuse Fabrication is in. Hypertune's in. Mark had to snake this around and underneath and go to this Treadstone intercooler. I think TJ was gonna have, so he has to have HRE come, make a measurement of like the wheel well, the brake caliper, the hub, and get the max offset that he can run on the setup. Come set him up with the wheel of his choice, I guess. Then he's gonna have MagnaFlow build the rest of the exhaust. We've done the downpipe and dump tubes, but he's gonna have MagnaFlow finish that off. Oh, we gotta mount the hood and make hood pins. Meanwhile, Radium has some stuff they sent for this project. Let's check it out. They gave this expansion tank, which is because we have a sealed radiator. There's no cap on the radiator, so the highest point is now that expansion tank with that cap. That you guys can get on our website. Super cool part. I run that on my FD car. They gave us this crank breather, the dual breather setup. And so it's individually breathing from each valve cover with these -12s. And then these you can unscrew and drain if you need to, and there's room to get that in and out on here. And then there's a lot of Radium ORB fittings that are throughout stuff, and we have that fuel filter down there. Also, you guys saw the Radium fuel cell with the FCST in there. Lots of XRP plumbing going on here. Mark did some fab work. We plumbed literally everything with the exception of maybe 2 -6 hoses that need to run front to back under the car. So we're gonna move it onto the lift to be able to do that because we'll have to connect some stuff. Oh, I guess we have like a high pressure line we gotta run. A little bit of more -6, but we even have oil cooler, oil filter relocation, plumbed, going down and through there to the motor. This is a pretty clean engine bay. He needs to paint it obviously, but it's coming along. What do you guys think? I think this is a little better than the Fast and Furious one. So this manifold, we had to clearance it to fit the frame because the frame comes so close. So Mark like lopped off a section of one of the runners.
I didn't do that.
Mark didn't do it. It just happened. We need belts and we need a couple little details on here, and then rye wires coming through with some wiring. And then we got a plumb back here, like fuel vent and then fuel feed, fuel return. Got a Turbo Smart blow off valve hiding down there. And then the 2 Gen 5 gates, the 45. The other one's tucked in there. Yeah, this has been a lot of details that we have to learn because, as you know, we mostly do JZs. We don't really love RBs because of their unreliable stuff, and there's so much technical stuff you gotta switch on them. Talk about like the water system coming out of the head. This particular manifold just has a bunch of ports, runs 7 ports out of there. Like there's one -8 there, -4 and a -8, -4, -8, like because the water runs through the manifold. Then we made this basically like a manifold of its own that's just to like accept 7 or 6 or 7. It's 7 going in there, and then that's your upper radiator hose. It's the oddest thing ever. That's why, like, come on RVs, what are you doing? Also, Radium had sent one of those guys. See down in there, that fuel pressure regulator and pulse damper in one unit? That's down there and it has a gauge on it. everything's coming together. Mark put a lot of hours into it. We've been like going through details a lot over the last couple weeks, and we're getting close. That's all he has to say. We'll show you guys more once Rywire comes through. I think he'll be here the end of next week, and then we can try and finish up a couple more things. So we made more progress on TJ Hunt Mobile. So we got Rywire here.
What's up? How's it going, man?
He's going to install a harness today. Mark's gonna help do that, and then we're gonna install this disconnect so that he can have that go to battery, to PDM. We'll kind of fill you guys in on some small details of what's happening behind the scenes, and then later we're gonna have TJ here to see his reaction on the car. So Ryan was saying he's going to have us pull this off so that when we install the engine harness, it's not fighting around that, which you guys could imagine, because like most of the harness, Ryan says, is gonna lay underneath there and then kind of branch off in each way. And then after that's out, we'll start working on that. And then Ryan brought some like full-size cable, like 2 gauge or 4 gauge or whatever this is, and then he's gonna start making stuff go to and from the battery and the PDM. Check this out, ECU, PDM, and then somewhere else underneath there, we could have that painless quick disconnect. All TJ would have to do to kill all power to the car is one toggle, because it's grounded off of this small wire. This little kit has a normal size toggle in there. Guess who's here? We got TJ.
This is so cool. This is so cool. Dude.
They're routing wiring right now and then power cables.
Damn.
There's a lot going on though, like.
Oh my God.
Cause like the little keypad and stuff in there is just like simple, like, but it's all there.
How cool is that? Oh, the fuel system in the back. Oh, the fuel system looks so cool.
Yeah.
How cool is that? That's so awesome. Dude, how
But-
sick is that? You just see the cell hanging out. Literally,
Yep.
it looks like a race car.
It's gonna be so cool when you get the like
And you get
exhaust
the
come out.
tips coming out. Damn. This is so trippy to see like this in there.
He's pumped. That's a good sign. Let's see how far we can get today, guys. See where this goes to, because we need to get this thing started. It won't happen today, but I think we're 2-3 days out of work on it till we can fire it up and see what happens with it. Drive it around. Welcome back to the Mustang build for TJ Hunt. We even have TJ here. We're gonna go over some final details because we are really, really close to firing this up. It's gonna leave and go home with TJ.
Yeah, I brought fluids today, so you know when I bring fluids, you know it's kind of close. I think in like one of the last texts you said, you're like, we're nearing the end. You're like, this is the beginning of the end of the project is what you said. So like, almost there. And the last time I saw it, we were missing a bunch of stuff just because the wrong parts got sent and it took forever to get parts.
It did. This year was hard to get parts. We're here and it's like really close. I've already showed you guys earlier in this video all the stuff that has been completed, but you could take a look again. So originally, TJ hit me up and was like, you want to be part of this project?
Hey, can you not help? It was like, can you do it? Can you build something that has never been done before? RBs are not your specialty. Install a chassis that I don't know anything about and pretty much make it work turnkey in like half a year. And Dan was like,
maybe.
Okay, I guess. So yeah, it was a big ask because obviously Dan has a million things going on. He has Formula Drift, and he has a bunch of other cars coming in and out of here. So it was a big ask, but I mean, you did it. I knew you could do it.
At first I was like, let me think about it. And then also I was like, he'll find a different shop to do it because that could be a big pain because of so many different things I had not done yet, like the Roadster shop chassis and things like that, RB. And then you want it to look all fancy. But in the end, he convinced me to do it. We're here and it looks good. And we're thankful to be part of the build.
And one of the things that I did say when I dropped it off was I was like, I don't want it to be like just swapped in and just run it and make it look like essentially like lame. I was like, I want you to imagine you're building your Supra. I don't know if you remember that. I said, look at that motor. I was like, I want this motor to look like a race car. I want AN lines. I want all the bits. I don't want it to look just like swapped over a stock RB. Like I want it to be pristine. And I knew that you could do it too, which is why like I've seen all of Dan's work. You literally made my 350 the most beautiful 350 in the world. So I was like, okay, if anyone can make it look like that again, it's Dan. So it was a little bit of pushing, but I'm glad I got him to do it. And look how fucking good this looks, dude. This is insane. This is insane. It's weird, but like just before we started filming, I was like standing over here in the back and I'm like just staring at it because I'm looking at like this old relic of an American muscle car and then just seeing the Nissan slap. Then also too how like low it just looks so not right, which makes it so good. Like and I know you're playing with your enemy here. You're touching.
Yeah.
You're touching. Like,
it's an inline 6 turbo, which is like,
so, like
that's my favorite thing. So it's gonna be good. And then like once you have this out there and you're driving it, I think it's gonna be really cool.
I just can't wait to hear it start.
Ooh.
Which like theoretically is Ryan might be able to confirm or deny this, but like if we wanted it to be, it could be like days away.
Yeah, like 1 or 2 days.
Yeah.
Because once Ryan leaves today, the PDM's all fired up, everything's like working and he's programmed it. We just need Danny to come over here to put the
Danny needs to push
in.
some buttons, people will bop, make it do its thing. And then, you know, we don't have an exhaust on it. I'm sure Dana showed you guys that. It's literally just dump, it's just a dump out the back, the downpipe, but it will idle and it will sound obnoxiously loud.
It'll be good. It won't be that loud because
like,
it'll go through the turbo. So like, I swear you could like drive it out of here like that and then get it to the dyno. And you could do it on the dyno with just a downpipe, but you probably want to get the exhaust to be like correct back pressure.
I'm gonna make sure Danny gives us some big flames. So I'm gonna make sure we got the pipes out the back. That's for certain. Yeah. It hurts my mind, and I literally, as I was here, I posted a little teaser on TikTok, and people are so mad. It's so good. I love it. I don't know if Dan, again, has explained this or I've said in the video, this whole idea came from Tokyo Drift, obviously. Of course, in Tokyo Drift, they used a 67 Mustang, which if you know anything about Mustangs, finding a 67 Mustang, it's like finding a really clean Mark IV that hasn't been abused. And if it is, like, what's done to it, and they're just so expensive.
Okay.
So the 65, in my opinion, was like, I actually think the 65 looks better than the 67. Some might hate me, some might agree with me, but that was the whole idea. And I'm pretty good friends with Sung from Fast and Furious, who plays Han, and he was like, essentially was like, you won't do it. And I was like, bet, I will do it. And then I found this, and then I think the day I bought this, I called you, and I was like, hey.
That's when it started? He's forcing you to do it?
He kind of, yeah, well, dude, when Han tells you to build RB26 Mustang, you don't just not do it.
Yeah.
So I was like, damn, okay.
Well,
So
you knocked it out of the park with this one.
I hope that I can bring Sung here, and at least like maybe when we start it, he doesn't live far from this area, so I could probably get him to come down and see it, because he was the sole reason as to why this project is here, and so you can blame him.
The instigator.
Yeah, you can like.
We'll blame him when he shows up.
He planted the seed.
Let's get him here.
Yeah, in the world of Jay-Z's here, the lone 26. Yeah, but it looks killer, dude. Seeing it today was something that, like, when you sent me the photos a couple days ago, I was like,
okay.
I was like, bro, I have so much other stuff going on right now that I like try not to think about this, 'cause I just get stressed. And I'm like, oh my God, it's another car, whatever. So when you sent me those photos, it just like got me super hyped. I'm like, oh my God, like it's actually almost
It's
here.
like that beginning of the
'cause
end.
what, we
yeah.
started this
I think it's like 5 months ago.
4 or 5 months, something like that.
It was like beginning of the race season or before the race season started for me.
Yeah, seeing it today, like really almost at its like start of
Completion.
its life, and then seeing Ryan like putting wires in, I'm like, oh my God, dude, this thing's almost here. And it looks so good. There were tons of partners on this that made it possible. All the Garrett stuff, the Radium, the DW. I saw you even got the same AEM. You have the same cone on your car. It looks like a little race
Looks
car.
good, yeah.
Yeah, it looks super good. And then especially with Ryan bringing all the wire stuff, dude, it's just, it's a race car.
Thank you for having us do it.
Dude, it's insane. I appreciate you taking on my burden.